Test, test. Hi, Xiaomeng. Can you hear me? Hmm.
Yeah, now. Yeah, it
Okay,
works.
perfect. Yep, it works for
Yeah.
me too now.
But I can't see others.
No one, it looks like no one has joined yet. So we'll wait maybe
Oh,
2 more
yeah.
minutes.
Okay.
Mhm. How are things going with you?
Last week I went to Costco to buy something. When I come back, I feel tired, and I'm worried about the virus.
Mm,
I stay and keep distance with my girl and my husband for 1 day, and then I feel better. And the temperature in my ear is a little higher than normal, right?
okay.
I didn't notice that. I was thinking I get maybe, but it usually remain for 4 or 3 days. You have some symptoms, right?
Yeah,
And
like
so
fever.
I was worried about for 2 days.
Hello.
Stupid, right? Say hi. That's my teacher. Her name is Catherine. Yeah,
Hi,
he was
Catherine.
born in New York City. He
Oh,
was born
hello.
in New York City. Yeah, you were born in New York City, right?
Yep.
他是在纽约出生的，所以你们两个都是在纽约出生的。
How's homeschooling, Catherine?
看说你的在家里学习怎么样？听得到吗？我老师问你，你在家里学习怎么样？Good 哦，It's okay. Good.
Do you like having your mom at home?
你喜欢在家里学习吗？你听得怎么说？当然，你说你不喜欢你。You say yes. Yes. How are
Oh,
you? No way. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I I miss being able to see people in person though.
She, we didn't teach her. We we use the P. We didn't. We haven't taught her English until we come here, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
We hadn't taught or teach
Taught. We
taught
hadn't taught.
taught.
Mhm.
Yeah. She the English here a little bit slower than others, but she can speak out now.
Yeah, and that's okay. She'll get it. She'll get it really quickly. Um,
Uh,
and it'll be great because then she'll be able to speak Chinese and English later.
yeah, but at home we speak Chinese.
That's great.
Sometimes, before we come here, we were in Shenzhen. When we talk something we don't want her knows. We usually use English. Now we can't. I have my oh,
Hi, Jenny.
come Jenny, right? Hi Jenny. Hi Jenny. Whoop. Oh, I can't see you at Why?
Hi, finally.
Hello.
Hello.
You made it. So good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Do you guys mind if I record this meeting so that I can upload it later to our Google Classroom for other people to watch it if they want to watch it?
Yes.
Xiaomeng, is that okay with you?
I'm sorry.
Do you
What
mind
did
if
you
I
say?
record this meeting so that I can upload it to Google Classroom later if people want to watch it?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank
Mm.
you. I'm just gonna see if anybody else emailed me about it. Because I know Anna usually.
If
There's our face in the record.
No, I think it's just going to be my
Okay.
slides, yeah. It'll just be
Okay,
my
good.
slides. Yeah, your faces won't
oh,
be
I
in it.
couldn't.
But our voice?
Your
Yes.
your voices will be, yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm not talking.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Oh, Anna is
Anna.
coming. Hi, Anna.
Hi, Anna.
Do you hear me?
Yep.
Yes, I
Oh,
can hear
good.
you.
Hello,
And I
girl.
can see you.
So glad to see you guys.
Oh, is that a
Yeah.
photo?
What?
Is that a photo? Oh, you.
Yeah, that's my photo because I'm so sleepy. So
That's cool.
it's like trendy photo in my.
去问爸爸 ask your daddy, okay? Okay, you ask your daddy.
Hey, Anna, do you mind if I record this session so that I can upload it later for people if they want to watch it?
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay,
So,
so let's get started with the agenda. I'm gonna try to start doing things more consistently the same way. And now I want to kind of get back into the same like teaching in the classroom that we were doing before.
Uh-huh.
So today we're going to go over the homework on the progressive tenses. And if you weren't able to do it, that's okay. We'll go over today. We'll review it. We'll look at a very short reading, just part of a reading. It's about COVID-19 robots. And there are lots of these robots out now. And then we'll look at a grammar that's in the reading, the perfect progressive and the progressive tense. And then for homework, you'll complete the rest of the reading. So today we're just going to look at a very short part of the reading, just to look at some of the grammar that's in it. Okay. So we talked about the progressive tense a little bit, and then I uploaded a video about it. If you weren't able to watch it, that's okay. We'll do a quick review about the progressive tense right now. So let's quickly go over the meaning. We know that there are 3 progressive tenses, right? We have the past, the present, and the future, just like all the other verbs. And we know that the progressive tense is used to talk about an action that is continuous or happening over a longer period of time. Right. Anna, what did you say it was? You gave it a very good definition last week. Do you remember?
Would you mind some genius thoughts? Yes. Just a second. Robert, I don't remember. Give me a couple of minutes to concentrate. Sorry.
That's okay.
Maybe
That's
you're
okay.
writing somewhere. No?
That's okay. But basically, it's used to talk about things that we do over a longer period of time. And then just some quick examples, like I was reading about Philly. I am eating lunch. I will be working at the shop tomorrow. or I am going to be working at the shop tomorrow. So we only use it with verbs that we can do over a longer period of time, right? So we said like a verb like finish, you know, you only finish it once. So you cannot use I am finishing something, you know, or I am, what was one of the other ones? I am, yeah, so we only use it with verbs that we do over a longer period of time. So we also talked about the perfect progressive before. So I just want to give you a quick review about how they're different from each other. Okay, so here I have two time words, and that's kind of the key. You got to look at the time words. So on the left, it says in 2008. And then on the right, it says before 2008. Which one do you think would be using the perfect tense?
Which one? I think both. So we can take some action that happened before 2008. For example, 2008, it's like our time of our second action. So as far as I remember, our tense is formed up by two actions. So actions before and like action one and action two. So, and we can define, is it past progressive or present progressive, taking into consideration the time when happens these events. And here in 2008, it's like just a simple tense, no. And before, oh, Robert, I don't know. Girls, what do you think?
So Anna, you said something really important, and I'm going to highlight that. You said when we use the, when we use the perfect tense, you said that there should be two actions.
Yes.
Right. There should be one that happens. There should be an action one and then action two, right?
Yes.
Oh, I love you, Hannah. Good. This is a key for remember this.
Yeah. So if you look here, in 2008 and before 2008, which one do you think is better for talking about two events, right? Or two actions, two times?
Before.
Yep. So it's on the right.
That's yes.
The one that's better for using the perfect tense.
Okay. Robert, I also have some memories from our last lesson. Could you please help me to clarify it? We have talked about actions, like two types of actions. One action that can be prolongated. Yes, so action like reading. Yes, so I can read long period of time, or and finish, for example. Finish is like one shoot action. Yeah. So we are playing with these verbs with prolongation effect and one hit effect to use continuous tenses or what? Can you please remind me?
So perfect progressive is two action.
Yeah.
Progressive one action.
Yeah, Anna, can you hold that dot about the prolongated actions? We'll go back to that.
Yep. Okay. Sorry. Thank you.
So to tell I was eating when you came here, it's wrong.
Or eating.
No, that's okay. You said
Yeah.
So when I use the perfect and perfect progressive, is the same use it?
yeah. So say that one more time.
If I use the progressive and the
Mhm.
perfect progressive is the same, doesn't matter.
If you use the perfect or the perfect progressive, yeah, there are two actions. So if it's the perfect or the perfect progressive, there should still be two actions.
Because I saw now the exercise of the last week,
Mm-hmm.
and with the first phrase, the first sentence was, I had been dancing ballet until I went to college. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
If I said I was dancing ballet until I went to college, it's wrong.
Wait, let me put that down real quick.
Mhm.
Is that what you said? I was dancing ballet until I went to college, or I had been.
Yeah. Yes, this is one sentence. But if
Mhm.
I said I had been dancing, is the same, doesn't matter, or is different?
I had been dancing hardly until
So the meaning is the same. It's just that this one
Yeah, we usually use
is a
this
bit
one,
more
right? No more.
formal. No, usually people
So
actually, when they speak, this is people usually use this one.
speak. Oh,
Because the one on the top, if you notice, that one uses
I had been dancing.
that one. The one at the top uses the past perfect progressive, right? So this one is a little bit more formal. It's okay, but in terms of the meaning, it's the same. You're saying the same thing. Hmm. Because people understand what you mean.
Mhm.
Hmm.
But it's better use it the first, have more sense. It's more correct.
Yeah, you can say
No?
that. We see this a lot more in things that are written, and maybe we see this, the second one, a bit more in things that are spoken, like everyday speech.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Yeah, so that's good. So let's continue. So like Anna said, right on the left in 2008, we know that this would just be, the simple past or the past progressive. We wouldn't use the perfect here. But on the right, we would use the perfect tense because there are two events that are happening or two actions that are happening. There's 2008 and there is what's happening before 2008, right? Whereas on the left, there's just one event, it's just 2008. So we would not use the perfect tense. Okay, and then I'm going to show you an example here. So on the left, it says, in 2008, I was studying in university. On the right, it says, before 2008, I had been studying in high school, right?
Mhm.
So
I had been studying.
I had been studying in high school. Xiaomeng, when was that?
Before 2008,
Perfect. Hmm.
maybe 2006 or 2007 or 2005. Not sure, right?
Yep, perfect. Perfect. We're not sure, but it doesn't matter. We know it's before 2008. 2008.
Yeah.
And then Jenny, on the left, it says, I was studying in university. When was that?
In 1 year, specific 1 year.
Perfect. Yep. In 2008. And then I'm going to give you some key words that you can write down so that you know when you might be using the perfect tense. Right. So on the left, right, when we write in, during, while, when, that all talks about one specific time. So you might just use the simple, or you might just use the progressive here. On the right, it says before, until, by, when. That's when you might be using the perfect tense in this case.
When is the same?
Yeah,
Yeah, when.
I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to give you an example. But right now, why don't you guys copy these down into your notebooks so you can have this.
So 那个面糊。我想问你一下。
Robert, we are doing some samples of sentence just now, yeah?
We will be, yes. We'll do some exercises in a little bit.
Because, I have some concern. For example, it's like helping world while, for example. For me, while it also shows some process. So while something happened. So it's, for me, it's like tricky words. That's why I wanted that we make some examples to practice. Just asking.
So for while is actually, they're happening at the same time. So that's why you wouldn't use the perfect tense. So while you are sleeping, I am reading. Or while you were sleeping, I was reading. So those are actually happening at the same time, and that's why you wouldn't use the perfect tense.
Okay. Okay, got it. Good.
So while is this, it means the same time. Sometimes people use meanwhile.
Yeah. Meanwhile, yes. Meanwhile.
Okay. Thank you. It's clear now.
Okay. Can I move on to the next slide?
Yeah.
Okay. So Jenny asked the question about when. When can be used for both the progressive and the perfect progressive. because it really depends on the meaning. So on the left, it says, when you were cooking, I was sleeping. So these two things are happening at the same time. If you see, if you see them using the past progressive in both tenses, you know that they're happening at the same time.
Yes.
But on the right, it says,
When.
when the alarm rang, I had been sleeping, right? So you can kind of think about it and figure out the meaning here. So Jenny, on the right sentence, which one happened first?
Sleeping.
And then which one happened second?
The alarm rang.
So you can kind of get this from the meaning here, and that's why we would use the past perfect progressive tense here.
Okay.
So while sometimes it means the same mean with the when, right? Why, when. The same meaning. Okay.
But you can also use when to mean something happened first and then like there was an interruption. So like the alarm, right? The alarm interrupts the sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then one of the things that Anna pointed out is about verbs that can be prolonged and verbs that cannot be prolonged. So I'm gonna show you an example. So
Teacher. I will be a teacher. Or oh, I am teacher.
right, so this is a really good example of what
Hey,
Anna.
wait.
This is a really good example of what Anna was talking about. So like the verb am. If you take a look at these two sentences, right? Am, you cannot use it to mean, you cannot use it in the progressive tense here for number one, if you're talking about someone's job or, generally what somebody does, right? But for number two, is this describing someone's job? What's the difference between number one and number two?
In second question, you just describe some like moment, situation, something time limit that you like played this like you play a role for some particular period of time for Halloween. And first sentence, it's like in general, just you tell an effect that I'm a teacher.
Great. So that's a really great description here, Anna.
I'm description generating girl.
Jenny's got some distractions.
Some animators.
Yeah. Okay, so this is great. So I'm gonna give you another example.
Hi. Hey, you have a boys band there. It's like Backstreet Boys, or I don't know who else. Oh, you have also your band here.
Oh,
Okay, so let's take a look at example A and example B here. Example A, Michael Phelps swims the butterfly. Example B, Michael Phelps is swimming the butterfly now, right? So what's the difference between the two, Xiaoming, A and B?
So the A means normal. B means it's happening now.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm sorry, the video I can't see you three in the screen. Last time we can see you all, but this time I just see Robert. Can you tell me how to set that? I want to see you all on the screen.
Huh, I'm not sure because I can see everybody.
You can see me?
Yeah.
I don't know how to set.
Hi, and come back. I'm sorry.
I'm not sure.
Okay, I will try later. You just wait, go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jenny, we just talked about examples A and B. So Xiaoming was saying that in example A, Michael Phelps swims the butterfly.
Euro.
That's something, you know, that he just does, that he can
Okay.
do, right?
Yeah.
He's able to do it. Maybe he likes to do it.
Yeah.
And then, for example, B, Michael Phelps is swimming the butterfly now. That is something that's happening now, and it, you know, it will stop eventually.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
Yeah. Okay, so let's do some practice.
Okay.
For one, let's do 1 to 6. All right, we'll start off doing 1 to 6. Why don't we have Jenny? Can you do number 1 and 2?
Yeah.
Xiaomeng, can you do 3 and 4? And then Anna, can you do 5 and 6? And I'll give you guys 2 minutes, and then we'll go over the answers.
So
Let's do all together.
can I?
Really, Robert, I don't know. It's like just for dynamic or something like this. Let's do together.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Yes.
Can I do it?
Sure. So Jenny, you want to start us off with number 1?
I'm dancing ballet on Instagram Live right now. She's
Perfect. So I'm going to pause you right there for a second. So why did you use the present progressive tense?
because I feel this. Because that's right now that is present.
Perfect. Yep. So
But for the difference for perfect and progress perfect, because it's right I'm dancing.
yeah, perfect.
I had dancing. It sounds I don't like it. I don't know.
No, so you mentioned right now, it's happening right now, right? And all of these are just one event, so we're not using the perfect tense here.
Okay.
We're just going to use the progressive tense for these exercises.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. So I'm dancing because that's right now.
Yep, perfect.
Now.
Perfect.
Okay.
So that's one of the things that we have to do. We have to look at the key word that tells us about time for each of these. Okay, so Jenny mentioned right now I'm dancing. Xiaomeng, you want to try the next one?
She was eating, or she was eating, right? Like when
So how do you know? How do you know?
When I caught her, it both happened before.
Yep. Both happened before and
caught. Yeah.
Caught. You mentioned caught. Perfect.
Oh.
Perfect. Okay. And number 3, Anna, you want to give that one a try?
It's just future simple, or no? We will see, or no? Or we will. Oh, it's not like seeing.
Yeah, yeah. Wait, so let's take a look at the form. So you
There
chose
will be.
you,
Mhm.
you chose the future, so we will be
Seeing.
perfect.
Robert, is seeing possible to use with ing?
Yep, it is.
Seeing.
Mhm.
We will be seeing. Okay, it's a question of like my pronunciation also, because seeing, it's like sing something or see something, so it's also tricky wording. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, got it.
Great, perfect. Number 4, Jenny, you want to do this
We
one?
are working because that's at this moment.
Perfect. We are working at this moment. Number 5, Xiaoming.
We will talk.
Okay,
We will talk.
try to change it to the progressive tense.
Oh, we would talk.
Mm,
We would.
We will be talking.
Oh, we will. Oh, will be.
mhm.
Yeah.
We will be
We will be talking.
perfect. Yep.
We will be talking. We
Mhm.
will be talking about.
And then the last one, Anna.
Yesterday,
We will be.
yes. Just a second, she drive. Yesterday she had been driving the truck.
So
Mm,
again, there's only
Or
one
she
defense.
drive. What is the second form? Drive. Was
were.
driving. She was driving.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, it's only one action. Yes, guys.
Only one
Yes.
action. Yep.
Yeah,
Only,
you're right. Yeah.
only yesterday. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. So just to quickly go over the answers. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we are going to be talking at 2.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at number 3 and number 5, you'll notice that there are 2 possibilities here, right? So for example, in number 3, you can also say we are going to be seeing. That's another way that people use the future tense, the future progressive.
And are going to be seeing, it's still future progressive?
Yes, yep. It's the same as will be seeing.
But wait, we usually don't see talk like this, right?
I'm not sure.
Actually, I think that like in my case, if I explain something to someone, I can just tell that we are going to see new movie.
Yes.
So it's worst case actually, because normally I can tell that we will be seeing, but if I using this like going to, so without seeing, without this ing form, so it's just for my speaking practice that I fix from my like habits. But anyway, it's very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's fine if you say we're going to see the new movie tomorrow. A lot of people actually use the future simple to to also talk about the future progressive, or you can even say we will see, or we are going to see. Yeah. So there are a lot of ways to talk about it. So yeah, this is just the most, I guess, formal grammatically.
But the numbers, I have a question. Number 6, yesterday she was driving the truck. Is this driving the car? The truck is happening all the time, or when I call her? Yesterday she was driving the truck when I call her. This is the whole sentence, I think, right?
No, it doesn't have to be. So this is just one event, and it was happening yesterday. So I think you're thinking about yeah, you can say when I called her too. That's fine too, but it doesn't have to be. So
Could I ask you another question then, not about the verbs?
you can say this.
Yeah, it's a whole sentence, I think. She was driving the truck. It means the whole day she was driving the truck. She had been driving.
Wait.
A little different, right?
They are different. Yep, these two are different. So in the first one, when you called her, right, was she still driving?
Yeah.
Yeah. So both are happening same time.
Yes. So at the same time, yeah. Both happening. Both called drive. Are happening together.
Right.
Yes.
For number 2, what happens in number 2? What happens first?
She stopped driving when I call her. Right.
So, yeah, it looks like this. It's like driving, stop, call.
Stop by the car.
Yeah,
Stop.
you can think of it like she was driving and then she stops and then she picks up the call.
Yeah.
Right. Who's the safer driver? Number 1 or number 2?
Number 2.
Number 2 is the safer driver. Yep.
Yeah.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
About the first sentence. That one is the size. Can you go to the 24 page? Yes. In the fifth, I don't know. That's right. In 23, we will be talking about the COVID in 23. In this case, it's better use still, yet, or just. For me, that in 2030, we still be talking about the coronavirus. Because I don't know the difference from still and yet. In this case, what is better?
So if you put still, let's see, I'm going to show you an example.
It's kind of guess instead, right? We will be talking about. We will still be talking.
So I'm just going to show you an example. They actually mean something different.
Yes.
We will be talking about.
So in number one, you know, maybe we stopped talking about it, and then in 2030 we started talking about it again. In number 2, this one sounds more like people just keep on talking about it.
Yeah, now and futures.
What's mean sounds in this case? Sounds like people. So they talk every year until 2030.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Okay.
Still.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we don't have that much time left, so I want to quickly introduce the reading to you guys so that you can do it later for homework.
Yeah.
So this reading is about robots. I saw this really funny video of these robots, so I thought I'd share it with you guys. So the title of the reading is Robots to the Rescue During COVID-19 Lockdown. So some first things to think about before we start the reading is, what is a lockdown? What's a lockdown?
It's like a limitation of
Quarantine.
movement, like quarantine, but lockdown, it's like the worst scenario when you have to stay at home. So in any condition, yeah.
Perfect. And then underneath this picture of the robot, there is a description. It says, a cargo carrying robot called the Gita sits near a waterfront park on November 11th, 2019. What is cargo?
Oh, the trash. No.
No, it's like
I'm sorry.
It's like big goods. So it's like delivery services of some big goods. It's like means cargo. When you have to deliver like not small pieces, but by something. But
Uber Eats.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So it's delivery things that are being delivered. So take a quick guess. What do you think this reading is going to talk about?
About the robot and the future for use this robot.
To do what?
For don't have the relation between the person about this tragedy about the coronavirus.
Contactless.
I don't know. I don't explain.
I agree with Jenny. I'm also think that it's like an article about some new way of delivery some goods and about contactless approach in the future, just to eliminate number of contacts between people. Like it's like something about like new era in our habits also, about this like social distancing and keep the distancing. So I think it's about our nowadays, and that changes that will happen with all of us after this quarantine.
Also, because I was talking with my host mom yesterday, and she told me that in New York, especially in New York, they die a lot of person about the supermarket people that work there, because they are in contact with the person that have a coronavirus, and it's happened that a lot of people are die because are in contact with this person and miss personal now for work there. So for avoid this tragedy, they use the robot.
Great. Have you guys had any things delivered recently, like food?
Yes, a lot of it's always it's like only one entertainment just now to deliver something.
Amazon every day. Amazon Shein and shopping online, and for food one time per day.
Great. Xiaoming, is that true for you too?
Yeah, I was thinking maybe people feel helpless, so they need other other like aliens come to help.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, so first I want to go over some of the vocabulary words that they'll be using in the reading. So we already talked about lockdown. What about number 2, business as usual? This is a very common phrase that people use, business as usual.
It's like a phrase to tell that you can keep all the processes as usual. So it's like a phrase that often used to explain that nothing changed.
Great.
Something like business as usual. It can be not about only about business. It can be about some processes, but it's just like common expression. So it's like no changes.
Great.
From my point of view.
But
great.
Messi is closed. Yeah.
Is this usually a good description or a bad description?
Good?
I think good.
It's like positive sounding, yeah.
Positive sounding. Okay. Well, we'll see in the reading how it's used, context-wise. Let's take a look at the next word. Stock up.
I don't know.
Stock up. What's stock up?
Stock is stuck. I'm stuck in the tree. On the tree. No?
No.
Okay. I don't know.
What's stock?
I mean, out of stock. I went to Costco to buy some baking. They said out of stock. Stock
Okay, so
means gather a lot of things, right?
what does out of stock mean? When is that used? When the
they don't have anything. Don't have any.
Okay.
Yeah, don't have any.
I think stock up. It's like to keep something.
A lot.
Like yeah, to keep something in advance.
Mm-hmm.
Or something like this.
In advance.
Great. So stock just means things. Just like things that you use usually, like things that you buy, product. Great. So I hope you guys are writing some of these down. The ones that you're not sure about. Let's take a look at the next one. Little too risky.
Oh, it's very funny. Little too risky.
People say this all the time. It's a little too.
Seriously? Oh, cool. I will put this like expression in my vocabulary. Okay.
This is a very native thing to say. Little too.
Little too risky. Opposite. Little too. No?
So too risky, we understand what is too risky. It's like high level of the risk.
Too risky.
If they're talking little too risky, it means like Janet said, like opposite. So it's not high level of risk. It's like low level of risk. Oh no.
It's like, it does mean high level of risk, but it's like just the amount of high level of risk, just over that line.
Just over.
I didn't get.
Okay, so let's say there is so I'm gonna do this chart for you. There's safe, there's not risky, there is risky, there's little too risky.
Safe, not risky.
Very risky.
Not risky at all.
Is the
too risky.
Okay.
All right, so it looks like
a little bit. It's like a little bit.
Yeah.
And why a little too? If there's a little bit, use a little bit more.
Safe, not risky, risky,
little. Madonna.
It's like a 4. It's like
Robert,
a 4.
what is the logic?
Here, I'll number it.
Okay, yeah.
So you can think of it like this. There is,
Wow.
One.
it's a scale. I made a scale for you guys.
Good
Too
explanation.
complicated.
Thank you.
So a little too risky.
Oh.
It's like at the 4, you know. It's like just above risky and not yet very, very risky.
That's why people get out.
Mhm.
I think it's little too risky. They New York City, a lot of people get infected every day. That's why they think little too risky.
Yeah, exactly. People in New York, they still don't feel that it's very risky. So maybe they're going outside and still seeing other people.
Yeah,
But at the same time, it's not safe. So
little too risky.
and let's take a look at the last one, number 5, health hazard. What's that mean?
It's like also risk for health.
Yeah. Health risk. Hazard just means risk.
Danger for your health. I don't know.
Yep, great. Yeah. Hazard is just a danger or a risk. Something bad that could happen. A health risk, health danger.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yep.
Okay, so let's take a look. Let's take a look at this sentence first. Jenny, can you read this sentence for us?
With my pronunciation?
Sure, yeah.
When COVID-19 hit Washington, D.C., and health officials said people had to stay 2 meters apart, Broad Branch Market owner Tracy Standard knew it meet and to business as usual. I don't understand nothing. No, yes, I understand.
Okay, so business as usual. What does that mean here? What's going to happen?
That Broad, I don't know who is Broad Branch Market owner Tracy Standard. Owner, what's mean owner?
The boss.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was Tracy Standard know that the business the business keeping the same, doesn't nothing change.
Okay, but what about
End of
different.
Knew it mean and
M2 is ups.
Oh, is the end that the nothing happened? So what's mean that something happened?
Yeah. So what
changes are coming?
Yes.
Changes are coming. Yep. What kind of changes?
People had to stay 2 feet apart.
Yep. People will have to stay 2 meters apart. Yep.
It means
okay,
their business go bad.
Yeah. The business could go bad. For sure. Yeah. Let's take a look at the next one. And Ting, thanks for joining us. Xiaomei, why don't you read the next sentence here?
Customers had been packing the store to stock up. We realized that it was getting a little too risky to have so many people in the market. Standard said we wanted to keep people outside.
Okay, perfect. So stock up. What's that mean here?
store has stored a lot of things advanced, yeah, in advance.
Is it the store or the people, the customer?
Oh, customer, yeah.
Mhm.
Packing
So
store.
what are the customers doing?
They buy a lot of
products
things.
Yeah, they're buying a lot of things.
in advance.
Yep. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so I want to just quickly go over this sentence right here, because this is the grammar point that I want to talk about.
Had been packing.
So we just read, the first and the second sentence. So let's take a look at this right here. This is the past perfect progressive, right? We just talked about this. What is event 1 and what is event 2? Based off of these two sentences at the beginning.
Event first, when Washington DC said to people to stay 2 meters apart. And like second action, customers run to the stores. Or no?
So it looks like that because of the order. However, if you look at the grammar point, right? When we use the past perfect progressive, this will always be event 1.
Good job.
Right, this will always be event 1.
But Robert, beg me pardon, but logically, through this text, we can see that, no. So it can be like, so because of this crowding stores, new rule to keep a distance, something like this?
Yeah, or it could be because they saw what was happening in other parts of the world, right? Remember, in the United States, we were one of the last to kind of quarantine, right?
Yeah.
So this will be event 1, right? And this is event 2. But there could have been another event before event 1, right? Like we saw what was happening in China, we saw what was happening in Italy. So then people start to pack the stores to buy a lot of things, and then, right, later, the government officials in the United States started ordering people to stay 2 meters apart or 6 feet apart.
Yeah, they have some relationship.
Who is Danny?
Yeah. Or people were getting too close. Everyone's going to the stores, getting too close to each other. So they had to start asking people to spread apart, spread out. Yeah.
People buy a lot of things that stock up and they don't go to supermarket as usual, right?
Have to go.
Yeah. So just remember that whenever we see the past perfect progressive, this is going to be event 1.
Okay.
The past perfect progressive is always event 1. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. I know it's weird because of how the sentences are ordered, but that's what the grammar is trying to explain to us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Question.
Yes.
I'm done with the Khan Academy. I do all the exercise.
I will give you some more. Don't worry.
Okay, good. Stuff. I'm good.
No chance to have a rest, Jenny, you see.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so we've ran out of time today. So I want to quickly just talk about the homework. It's a very short reading. It's just the rest of this reading that we just did, and just a
Okay.
short,
Right.
short writing prompt. So
Okay.
let's see.
Which one?
Okay, so this is the homework, and this is already gonna be uploaded to Google Classroom.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
the rest of the reading. It's a very short reading. There's a cute little video in it too. So I definitely suggest that you watch the video. It's just like a little robot. It's 2 minutes long. The robot's delivering food. And then I want you to just write a short answer to these questions. Right? What robot jobs are identified in the video? And then why do you think robots are better for some jobs and worse for other jobs?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Robert is.
And that's it. So we talked about the progressive tense today. We talked about the reading on robot helpers. And then this is the homework that you've been assigned. And I know we missed 2 slides. So we can talk about these 2 things the next time we meet. And I think they're pretty important to talk about. So I want to talk about them next time we meet.
Okay.
And yeah, that's it. We'll see you next Monday.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Miss
Thanks.
you.
Bye, everyone. Yeah.
Thank you,
Take
guys.
care.
Wish you
Bye-bye.
all nice week. See you next Monday.
See you next
Bye.
See you
Monday.
next Monday. Hi, Robert.
Yes. Hello.